Okay, so as we start this slight movement, just noticing how the chi is feeling in your body, how the energy, like some of you mentioned, your energy might be a little bit low, you might be coming off of something. It's perfectly fine to feel that. The most important thing is that we're conscious of that, because then once we know where we start, then we know where to move forward, what we need to do. So it might not be more movement today for you. It actually might be more time to sleep, or taking a nap, or reading a book, maybe quieting down your day, maybe not running around. Again, it's really understanding yourself. But in order to do that, we do have to consciously show up. So for this practice, we're consciously showing up. We're checking in. Okay, where does my body need some love and need some support? And yes, it's not going to feel like we did when we were children, but you might have those days actually. They are there and they will show up, and they might show up without realizing it. But I think the beauty of being conscious of something, especially at this age, it really helps us to propel ourselves to maybe change up certain things. I'm going to shake my head for it. And this season of fall is about change. It is about letting go. And what do we need to let go of? Maybe we do need to let go of that youthful feeling. Although, again, we can feel it. It might just feel a little different than when we were, 10 years old. But we can get back to it. And I think that's what happens. We lose that childlike feeling in our life. And we want to try to get back to that as soon as we can, as much as we can, especially that feeling of wonderment, of newness, because we've lived a life already. We've lived a very full life up until now. And there's a lot of disappointments that come with that, and a lot of regrets, maybe a lot of wonderful moments in our life. And then we forget maybe the wonderment, maybe nothing's new anymore. So we want to come back to that wonderment, and we definitely can. It takes a little bit of consciousness, but knowing how to do it, how for the chi to arrive, is really wonderful. So just check in with yourself. How do you feel right now physically? How are you feeling emotionally? Just kind of put that in the back of your mind as we start to come into this practice. We're going to come into mountain. This is where we can show up and really start to feel the chi. So you're going to separate your feet away from each other as you're separating the mat between your legs. That's an isometric movement. It engages the core, which are your arches, all the way up the inner thighs to this whole region of your core. You tuck your tailbone in just a little bit. Don't want too much of a sway. You don't want too much of a tuck. You want to feel that just right position. Lifting your shoulders up and back and down, creating some space in the neck so the neck can move. The arms are at our side, and we start to feel the chi arriving. And as we're moving, we keep moving the chi, bringing it into the system. But first, let's just start by drawing up some of this earth energy. You might feel a little tingling in the fingers. Flip the palms of the hands up, and we arrive here. So we close it, we soften our eyes, we create that inner smile, lifting the corners of the mouth up as you turn to one side and then you turn to the other. So this is our morning wake up, just checking in with your environment. The mantra, the Sankalpa, is I am here. So we can say that periodically through the practice. I am here. I am here. I am here, without bringing anything else to it but that I am here. So I am here, and we're standing and we're starting to feel that rootness down through the earth. We're going to go right into some circulation. So getting that circulation going. If you're not feeling well, you do not have to do the standing. You can sit down. The beauty of Qigong is you really can do it at many different levels. But the biggest thing is, if you're not feeling well, you do want to get some circulation going, and a little bit goes a long way with circulation. So I'm not going to overdo it for myself because I had a rough night, but I do want to get some circulation going in my body and start having that chi arrive. And we're going to purge. We're going to inhale through the nose and just slowly bring it out through the mouth. You can also do a ah when you exhale. You can inhale through the nose and ah. Feel that vibration going. Inhaling through the nose, or purge it out through the mouth by just blowing it out. So we need to bring that oxygen into our system. We need oxygen to help repair ourselves. But if you don't exhale completely and fully, you're going to clog up the system with carbon dioxide. And that's the stuff that creates a lot of harm to the system. That's the toxins. We want to release the toxins through the exhalation of the mouth for this purging and this arriving, getting the chi to arrive. A good way to have the chi arrive also is to create an openness in the system. And that'll again help through the movement, through breathing, through intention, starts to create some space in your body so you can start having the chi arrive without it being clogged up. So again, shaking the 9 gates, shaking the body helps to start to release some stagnation, helps to get the circulatory system going, helps to also good for stress if you want to release some stress. And just a gentle shake will go a long way, and just a gentle purge will go a long way. And then stop. Can you feel, did the chi arrive? Can you feel that energy between the palms of your hand? You're arriving. Let's inhale and expand this chi so it starts to really come in deeper into the system. As you exhale, remember, shift back on the heels. So we're standing like a boat for most of these standing movements. We inhale, we start to get that chi arriving. It's arriving, it's coming through that Mother Earth. She's starting to bring her chi into you. As you exhale, you compress. You can continue with this purging breath. So again, another easy thing that you can do if you're not feeling well is just starting to have the chi arrive through the breath. By simply inhaling through the nose, in through the nose, expanding a little bit more, as much as you can. And as you exhale, you're compressing now all the junk. We shook off all the junk. Now we're compressing all the junk out. And the junk could be just stagnation. It could be a low feeling. It could be many things, not feeling well, but you're just simply breathing. And again, you can do this standing. You can do this sitting. You can even do this lying down. Let's take a little bit bigger. Inhale, inhale, inhale. As you exhale, exhale through your fingers. Inhale through the fingers. And as you exhale, compress it out, blow it out. Release it, get rid of anything that doesn't belong there that you don't want to be in your way, because you want the chi to arrive, right? We want to create that intention. I am here. Inhaling, expanding out through the fingers. As you exhale out through the fingers, inhale through the fingers, and then compress it all out. Shift into the heels and compress it all out. And again, expand, expand, expand with this prana, this beautiful energy that we're connecting with through the earth and through the sky above us. Exhale out through the fingers. You inhale through the fingers, and then you exhale and release and let it go. So that could be your practice for today. It's just this. It's just connecting with this energy source that you are creating, that you have. We're just tapping into it. And sometimes the energy really flows through easily, and sometimes it takes some time. But simply doing this, connecting with this energy source, we'll start having that chi arrive. Let's start to work on opening up our spine. We're going to inhale. We're going to gather the clouds to make a pillow. You're just going to have your head rest in your hands as you open up the front of the throat, the front of the neck. Bring the head back to center, taking your left hand and bring it behind your back. Press both elbows back, and then just turn your gaze. You're turning your gaze over to your left side. Blow it out. Release that congestion out of the neck. You're going to look down at your left foot, and then we're going to look up at the ceiling or at the sky. And then we return back to center. Release, inhale, gather the cloud to make a pillow. Open up the front of your neck. We're just working on the neck right now. Come back to neutral, bringing your right hand behind you, and then turn your gaze over to the right and blow it out. And then inhale as you look down at your right foot. Exhale as you look up. So we're just creating a little bit of movement, a little bit of space. Inhale, gathering the cloud to make a pillow. Take a couple of breaths here in the front of the chest, especially as you exhale, shift into the heels, bring the elbows together, and stay here for a couple of breaths as you start to feel that opening through the softening and the opening of the back of the neck. And then we'll bring our head back to neutral. Press the side of your head really strongly, gallbladder meridians, and then exhale out through the mouth. as you let go of all that toxicity that's in the system, and then return. We're going to come right into a little bit of a twisting flexion. Again, making, if you're not feeling good, very, very small movements, but with a lot of awareness, the movement. So we're twisting the spine. You can keep the head centered if you get dizzy doing this, or let the head turn all the way over to your shoulder. Again, keep the eyes soft. Ever so often lift the corners of the mouth up into that inner smile. So that's connecting with their child, is by smiling. It'll make a really big difference in how you feel by just adding a smile, not even knowing why you're smiling, but it neurologically starts to drop some dopamine into your system. It's the feel-good hormone. And by just doing that alone might make a big difference in your day and how you're feeling, not only physically, but also emotionally. So we're just twisting, knocking on the door of life, and then we'll release back to center. Let's interlace the fingers. We're going to stretch the palms of the hands down. Really feel that wonderful stretch in the fingers and in the wrists. You're going to flip your hands up, push the palms of the hands away, round the spine. Take a few breaths here. It's a great time to start opening up your thoracic spine, that space right below the scapula. It's a hard area to get to sometimes. And then we're going to come all the way up, come onto your toes as much as you can, stretch the ankles, release the heels, soften the knees, and then you're going to lean over to one side as we open up the side body all the way up again, up onto the toes, drop the heels, over to the other side. So these are very easy movements. You've done them a lot. Your body knows them, and then float the arms down. Now we're going to press the left hand down and the right palm is up, separating heaven and earth. Same thing, soft knees, root down into the earth, lean over to your left side as we stretch that thoracic spine, the side, the ribs, pressing the palms of the hands away from each other. It really is a wonderful deep stretch here. Maybe look down at your left foot as well. And then we return back to center. We're going to drop opposite hand, one up, one down. And then we lean over to the side that the hand is down, which for me would be the right side, opening up that side of your body, and then press the palms of the hands away from each other. Really nice thoracic stretch for the spine. And we come back to center. So we're opening up the knots in the hose. Let's work on the now the lower part of the spine. We're going to bring the palms of the hands together, separate them, clap them. We'll do this a couple of times, waking up our proprioceptors, and then let's fan the fingers a couple of times, getting the wrists moving and the fingers moving. Backs of the hands come together. And then we're going to, oh my gosh, I forgot how to do this. So I'm bringing the palms of the hands together. I forgot how to do this one. I haven't done so. Oh yeah, crane's beak comes out to the side. So really feel that stretch through the wrists and the fingers, crane's beak. And then backs of the hands come together. We're going to come up the buttons. And now we start to bend the knees, and now we're coming forward. Now, bent knees for sure. Coming into feeling that stretch in your low back. You take it to where it feels comfortable. As soon as it's feeling a little wonky, don't go any further. And then relax the arms, let them hang, shake them out, and slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. And press your hands into your thighs, really activate those thigh muscles to help you get up to standing again. We're going to bring the arms out to the side, really stretch from the top of the head up, through the feet down, through the fingers out through the side, clap the hands several times. Crane's beak out to the side. Now I'm starting to come back to me. Press the pillars away from each other and really get a really nice stretch and come into that squat. This is where we activate those thigh muscles. This is a little bit of a isometric movement. In fact, let's come bringing the palms of the hands together, pressing the palms of the hands together strongly as you can without feeling stiff. Activate your throat by pressing your tongue on the roof of the mouth. That'll stabilize your neck muscles as you're pressing strongly as much as you can into the palms. You're rooting down through the feet. Try not to collapse in the knees or in the arches, and activate your thigh muscles. So the whole body's being activated here, strengthening and then release. So these are isometric movements that help to strengthen your body a little bit more. Press as hard as you can. Really press in, maybe bend the knees a little bit more into that squat using those thigh muscles, and then release and let it go. Let's bring them out again. Clap the hands, crane's beak. Press the pillars away, come into that squat. And then we're going to come up the buttons, and then we slowly start to come forward again, that forward fold. Take your time with this forward fold. We're feeling the whole back body opening. Release the arms and the head and neck, shake them out, and slowly come up one vertebrae at a time. So we've opened up the spine. Let's make this a little bit more fluid. Snake rises from the grass. We're sliding down. We're rolling up. So opening up the spine. Real important that the spine is open. The spinal cord houses your nervous system. It starts from the brain, goes down the spine. The fluids are moving up and down the spinal cord, through the cervical spine as well, through the cranial fluids. Everything's moving now. So we're circulating, we're opening gently, very gentle movement, and then we'll slowly release and come back up to our standing. Just noticing how you're feeling here. Let's do some proprioceptors. Let's just, and you can, again, just do this very lightly, getting the bottoms of the feet touching the earth, palms of the hands touching each other, tapping around the mouth, proprioceptor, high energy proprioceptor centers. This helps to navigate how you move during the day. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a lifting up higher of the thighs, really great for those muscles again. But again, if you're not feeling well, you might not want to exert yourself too much. So do what you can. Let's cross over a little bit. This will also get our energy to arrive. We get stuck, the energy is not crossing over, and we want that energy to cross over. So this little bit of movement can really feel wonderful in clearing our brain. And then let's kind of do a little bit more crossing over, taking one side and crossing it over. And then release. Back to your mountain. Did the chi arrive? What does that feel like to have your chi arrive? Maybe it's a deeper breath. Maybe it's just not so much pain in the body. So did the chi arrive? We'll go into some tapping, because this time of year, before we do that, let's use some sound. Monkey leaps from the tree. So we inhale, we lift the arms up. Exhale, you shift into the heels and you ha it out. So this time of year, especially if it's cold, your body's going to start producing more mucus. Because it wants to stay warm. And that mucus, it's like closing off all your windows. Any orifice you have in your body, your eyes, your nose, your ears, the air is going to come through, and if the body's not feeling well, it'll start brewing like a cold. And that's just your body's way of saying, I need it warmed up. So, this is releasing some of that congestion. That you might be feeling in the throat. We don't want that congestion to land on the chest, and then it starts to produce an infection. And then release. Let's make the tiger claw. That's the animal we work with this year. This season, the pointer finger is your large intestine, thumb is the lungs, and we actually make like a claw a little bit. And then we inhale. Let's inhale, and as you exhale, hiss. Hiss. Inhaling, hiss. Inhaling, hiss. And again, inhaling, hiss. We're going to go into tapping. Again, we want to get that circulation going, really activating our skin. Remember, we're closing our windows, we're closing our doors. We want to keep the body warm. Maybe have a cup of tea. It's always nice to have to warm up the body, or some soup. Tapping around the eyes, tapping the jaw and the mouth, move it around, tapping the throat, and then tapping the kidney meridian. Again, this is so good if you're not feeling well, just doing a little tapping, especially here at the kidney points, right by those clavicle bones. The kidney is the wellspring of your body. It moves all your fluids. Again, you really want to do that, especially if you're not feeling well, getting those fluids moving. The worst thing that we can do is to have the body go stagnant, because then that's going to start making that environment very putrid, and we don't want that. We want to get a little bit of movement gently through the body. Then we're going to tap that thymus gland, one of the #1 glands for your immune system, so that it's right by the sternum. It's a gland that helps to produce white blood cells, and we need those white blood cells to help fight off infection. Now we're going to tap right along that clavicle bone and then right in the nest of the shoulder joint. This is lung meridian 1. And this is the one we're going to be working with a lot, just to keep those lungs clear and healthy, so we don't produce too much of the fluids on the lungs. Now we're going to cup the inside of the arm, which is your lung meridian. We follow it right down to the thumb. Start to tap the top of the hand, which is your large intestines. And then we tap right up to the back of the shoulder, where the large intestine meridian line goes to. It actually travels over to the other side, but for now, we're just going to tap the shoulder. And then we tap around your lymph nodes. Again, if you're not feeling well, even if you are feeling well, you want to keep these open, the lymph nodes open, because that's going to help to process any kind of pathogens coming into the body. As soon as we start getting sick, start taking your vitamin C. Let's tap that thymus again. There's also bone marrow in the bone that we're tapping. The bone marrow also produces white blood cells. It's one of the for part of your immune system. We're going to tap down lung meridian right down to the hand, onto the outside of the arm, which is your large intestine, to the back of the shoulder. We're going to tap around the breast tissue again for your lymph nodes, underneath the armpit, lymph nodes, side of the body, rib cage. And then we tap the whole trunk of the area. Real important. Remember, you could do the sitting if you need to. And then we tap and we slap the groin area. Again, we have tons of lymph nodes here. And then we'll tap the right top of the femur. We're tapping the top of all the way up to the top of your hip. And then to the glutes, giving them a good shake here. And then again, love that kidney, adrenals, they get blown out, especially when you're not feeling well. And then we tap down the backs of the legs for your bladder meridian. We're coming up the inside of the legs, tap and slap again this whole area, and then we go down the sides. Stay here at the side of the stomach 36, just a all over good tonic to tap. Again, something you can do easily by sitting. Maybe when you get up in the morning, just sit at the edge of your bed and tap these points all the way down. And then we come up the stomach meridian. Once again, we return to the groin, and then hold. Take a couple of breaths. Did the chi arrive? How do you want your chi to arrive? Maybe today is just feeling a little bit of tingling, a little bit more of a connection. The mantra, the sankalpa, is I am here. I am here. I am here. Let's raise this vibration up, all the way up. As you exhale, we shift into the heels. We're going to bend those knees into our squat. Again, tap stomach 13 a little bit. And then let's inhale again. Let's take this earth energy. Let's let it rise up for the day. As you exhale, you shift into the heels, coming back to the earth, also tapping the stomach meridian. And then again, let's rise up. So we're doing this little bit of pumping action, shift into the heels. Again, a really nice, easy thing to do, just to get that pumping stations working again, rising your energy up and out, getting that oxygen into the system to help with your white and red blood cells. And then we inhale up, raise that energy up. And we're also activating the thigh muscles, which are really good to keep those thigh muscles strong, to hold our body up. And then one more time, arrive. And how do you feel? Let's activate the chi ball so we can start working with some of these chakras. We're going to especially work with the root chakra. We have 7 of them. We have our root chakra, which is at the perineum. We have our sacrum, which is right below the belly. the solar plexus, which is right above the belly. We have our heart, we have our throat, we have our third eye pineal gland, and we have the top of the crown of the head. So we have 7. We're going to be working with the root chakra. So first, we're just going to clear out a little bit. Let's gather all this energy we've cultivated, creating this balance. So we're coming into our balance, coming into our balance. And let's just activate some of this energy more into a flow. So you stand, you come on the ball mounts of the feet, and you rise the arms up. You shift into the heel and you bring the arms down. So we're coming into this awareness of opening up the flow for the day, feeling that flow-like feeling, maybe feeling that, hopefully, maybe feel a little bit of smoothness, maybe not as congested. You know, just notice your energy. Did it arrive? Where is it? Do you feel stuck anywhere? This slow, gentle movement helps to move that energy, opening up, feeling more of a flow-like softness to the body. If you're rooting down through the legs, the rest of the body can relax, and you start to move this energy, moving it all around you to soften the rough edges. And then let's bring the arms out to the side. Phoenix rises from the flames, finding maybe that more like freedom feeling in the body, that freedom of just being here in the moment. I am here. I am here. I am here. I am present. I am here. I'm grounded and rooted. And my body can just feel free. I can feel that freedom within the body through my energy. And we might not have as strong of a body as we used to as children, but we have an energetic body, and that energetic anatomy body can feel freedom, can feel a lightness of being, but we just need to tap into it more. It's a resource we can always tap into. So this is one way. And then we're just going to stay here and work on this energy ball, getting a little bit bigger, right at that dantian. This is our energy, this is our powerhouse area of the body. Really taking that chi, energizing it, holding that ball, and we start going around the root chakra, and then you shift back. So we're going to stay here at the root chakra. And that intention is, I am here. So you can say that as you're going through that root chakra, feeling your groundedness. I am here. I am here. And we'll use this particular I am here through all the chakras. We're going to go through them, but we're staying here at the root chakra a little bit more. I am here. And then we'll take it all the way up. As you're saying, I am here, shift into the heels and bring that vibration right down to the sacrum again. I am here. I am here. Bring it all the way up. I am here. Shift into the heels and I am here. I am here. I am here. That's LAM. I am here. 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 All the way up. Just hold that vibration at your root chakra. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. Noticing how the chi arrived now. Let's gather again. Balance out again. Balance out that energy chi, that energy anatomy. We're going to shift from one side to the other. Shifting to the left, point the toes of the, shift over to the right, point your left toes and cross your ankles, cross the hands, cross the fingers, cross your whole body. I'm here. I am here. Fully awake, fully alive, fully energized. I am here. We shift to the other side. Unwind the hands, reset, cross over. I am here, rooted and grounded in myself. I am here, rooted and grounded in myself. Feeling the energy arrive. I am here. And then we'll release one hand to the back of the head, one to the forehead. Take a couple of nice soft breaths, lift the corners of the mouth up into that inner smile as you really invite in some of that inner sunshine. Feeling your body come alive, feeling it spirited, energized, feeling the chi arrive. The energy has arrived, hopefully. If not, maybe work on this a little bit more during the day. And then bring one hand to the heart center. And then one hand to the belly, one to the heart, feeling your breath here. As you inhale, feeling that breath arrive into the belly, into the chest. And as you exhale, releasing from the chest, the ribs, and the belly. Inhaling into the belly or diaphragm, the ribs, and the chest. So breathe into this rhythm of the movement of your breath, of your breathing, feeling the rhythm of your day, feeling the rhythm of yourself. What's the rhythm like? Are you toned? Do you feel the body breathing and moving? Do you feel that energy arrive? Do you feel pink, plump, and moist, like a newborn baby? Bringing both hands to the belly, and then move from side to side like a bamboo in the wind. And imagining if you feel any places feel stuck, just bringing some white light to that area, because that's the color for the season is white. And let it just create space for you. Whatever that is. Come back to your stillness. Come back to your mountain. And then we will return back to our seat. So we can consciously become aware of how our body's feeling, physically and energetically. Feeling your feet touching the earth, keeping that connection. How do you feel? Maybe repeat several times, I am here. I am here. I am here. We'll end with chanting LAM, L-A-M, 3 times, creating a higher vibration for the rootness, grounding in ourselves. Then we'll begin inhaling. 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 And bringing the palms of the hands together. Maybe opening up your bloom. Inviting in, I am here. And then closing that bloom, protecting your inner light. And let this practice bring for you whatever you need today. Thank you for joining me this morning in this practice of Qigong. And namaste.